Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, welcome back to class. That's my usual introduction into this class. Last class, or the previous two classes, we've been doing with probability. The second day we did probability of independence, if we draw something out, if it's independent or dependent, okay? Remember, a dependent event is if something affects the second draw, okay? If you guys remember on the board, I wrote a bunch of words. We're gonna write our different colors, how many we had in the cup. We're gonna do that right now. Let's start with something simple on today's. Remember, independent, we had a die that we rolled. We're gonna start off with that today, okay? Today we're doing probability with compound events, okay? That means that, let me write it on the board here. Probability with or of, try to say, of compound events. Okay? Probability of compound events. This means that, let's start off with this die, okay? We want to know the probability, or the probability we have overall, okay? Meaning, what is the probability of rolling a 3, then rolling a 4, okay? Well, we know how probability works individually. We really don't, I haven't taught you guys yet how to do it together, okay? The way it works is, here's our die. We roll it. What is the probability that the die will land on 3? Okay. If you guys remember, how many sides does a die have? 6. So the probability is 1 out of 6. Okay. Now, what is the probability that it will land on a 4? If you re-roll it again. So if we roll it again, what is the probability that it's going to land on the 4? Again, it's 1 out of 6, right? Because there's only 1, 4. Now that we have both answers, we have the 1 for the 3, we have the 1 for the 4. The way it works is, when we're dealing with compound events, okay, we multiply both outcomes, okay, to find the final product. Meaning, find the probability that we'll roll a 3, then we'll roll a 4, okay? So we multiply both of our answers. We just multiply across, okay? So 1 times 1 is 1, and 6 times 6 is 36. So we have 1 out of 36, okay? So that is the probability that if we roll our die, we'll land on a 3, and we roll it again, we'll roll a 4, okay? So we have 1 out of 36 probabilities, okay? That is compound events. Make sure you write it down on your notes, the title, then the probability for the die. Now that you have it on your notes, you can go ahead and erase it. Now we're going to work on the one we did last class. If you guys remember last class, here's my cup, okay? I had 3 blue blocks in my cup, pull them apart, might be hard a little to see them. Okay, throw them in here. Remember, it was 3 blue. We had 4 black. Let me pull them apart here. And then finally, we have 5 baby blue ones, okay? So 5 baby blue, okay? Now that we have all our building blocks in here, what is the probability, again, what is the probability that I will pick a black cube? Well, remember, if you guys remember from last class, it is your outcome over total. The outcome in this case, how many blacks do we have? We have 4, right? So we have 4 out of how many total? Well, let's count. We have 5 plus 4, that's 9, plus 3, that's 12. So we have 4 out of 12. Okay? Remember, that was the first outcome. Now what if I were to say, I threw the black one back in here, okay? Now what's the probability that I will pick a blue one, okay? It's still the same problem. The first one was the outcome picking a black. The second one, a blue. So what is the probability of a blue? So we're going to multiply it by 3 over, again, how many total? 12, right? Because it put it back the black one in there. If you notice, we're going to, again, multiply straight across, but make it easier on yourself, okay? If you can always reduce your fractions, always reduce. Makes it a lot easier, okay? This is the reason why I picked this one, because notice, both of these fractions can be reduced. 4 and 12 are both factors of each other, okay? So 4, or in this case, 4 can go into 4 one time. 4 can go into 12 3 times, right? So we have 1/3 times, again, 3 and 12. 3 can go into 12. 3 can go into 3 one time. 3 can go into 12 4 times. So the outcome of you roll, or you out of this cup here, picking a black cube and then picking a blue is 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 4 is 12. So 1 out of 12. Okay? That, what kind of event is that? Is that a dependent event or independent event? Okay? That's one of the questions for your assignment today. Okay? The first one is it a dependent or independent? Because remember, I put it back in there. For your second example, we have them all in here again. What's the probability? Or in this case, we're going to pick one automatically. We picked the baby blue one, okay? So we picked the baby blue, but I'm not going to put it back in there. So how many baby blue did we have? 5, right? So 5 out of 12, because there's 12 total. Now what's the probability of me picking a black one? Okay? Remember, I didn't return this one. So do we still have 12? We don't, right? Now we're 1 short. So now on the bottom, we have 11. We still have 4 black, right? Because we didn't pick 1 black the first time. So we have 4 black. This time, it changed your total. Is it a dependent or independent event? Okay? 5 times 4 is 20. Over 12 times 11. Does anybody know what 12 times 11 is? If we can do it the old-fashioned way. We can say 12 times 11. Remember, 2, 1, 0. Remember, always at 0. 2, 1. 2, because you're adding. 2, 3, 1. So 132. Okay? If you didn't know it. So your answer is 132. So 20 out of 132. Notice that the outcome can be reduced, okay? They're both factors of 2. I always like to pick the easiest one available, okay? May take a little more time, but it's more safer, okay? I'm going to do factors of 2, or cut it in half, should I say? Half of 20 is 10. Half of 132 is 70. Not 70, my bad. 66. Can we reduce that even more? We can. We can cut it again in half. Okay? Half of 10, again by 2, is 5. Half of 66 is 33. Can we reduce 33? We can. So your final answer is 5 over 33. So your possibility is 5 out of 33. Okay? Remember, the first one was a dependent or independent event. The second one was it a dependent or independent event. Okay? That is part of your assignment for today. You still have to do one of each. Okay? Make sure you write everything down on your board, on your paper that's on the board. All right, I'm assuming everybody has everything written down now. So I'm going to go ahead and erase it. All right, so remember, your first part of the assignment is to tell me on those problems we did. The first one, was it a dependent or independent event? The second one, again, was it dependent or independent? This is just a review, so you guys keep getting the hang of dependent and independent. As for the assignment for today's examples, here's your first one. What is the probability on the die? Okay? What's the probability of rolling? A 5, then an even number. Okay? That is the first one. For your second one, has to do with this, with the blocks. What is the probability of choosing a black? Do not return the black one, okay? So a black one, then a blue one. Let me rewrite that so you guys can see it better. So what is the probability of choosing a black? Not return. Keep in mind. Then pick a blue. Okay? So here's your two examples for today, or your two assignments for today. what is the probability of rolling a 5, then an even number, okay? And then what is the probability, or in this case, the compound event of choosing a black, not returning it, and then choosing a blue, okay? That is your assignment for today. Make sure you send in your answers as soon as you're done watching the video. Also, make sure you guys send a picture of your notes with your work, okay? I'll be waiting for your email.